Good afternoon, Wellington. I'm Graham Bloxham for Wellington Live, and I'd like to introduce you to Andrea O'Connell. How are you, Andrea?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Well, welcome in. What have you been up to?
Well, I've been up in Foxton with the family. I've got three sons, so I've been up there, and then I've been down to Queenstown and Wanaka, just showing the kids around the South Island and things to go and see, and giving them experiences.
You grew up in the Hutt Valley?
Yes, and Strathmore and Wellington.
You're a Welly girl.
I am a Wellington girl, that's right.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to do is, in this is talk about your aspirations, and our research that we did on you is you're a leader in the community and you're successful. So what would be your advice that you would give to a 20-year-old yourself?
Myself?
Back in Strathmore.
Back in Strathmore. I'd probably say don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of failure. All those things make you do a better job. Always admit your mistakes. That's a very hard thing to say to a 20-year-old, because I think a lot of us when we're 20 we worry about what everyone else thinks about us. But taking ownerships of your mistakes and learning from people that you look up to, and actually having a group of people that you aspire to be with as well to help you move into your next stage of your life is quite important. If you're not hanging with people that have the same goals, then you can sort of go backwards. So that's what I would tell myself.
Who do you look up to?
Oh, I looked up to my stepmother. I looked up to as a career guidance person. I looked up to actually my husband's mother as well. I looked up to all these strong women in my life that have given me a bit of sense of direction. And
we found out that you're into karate and those sorts of things. Take us through that. Are you dangerous?
No. I grew up with a lot of brothers, and I was always the skinniest and smallest in my class. So I had to learn to fight. So I think I started that when I was about 18 years old, and I've been on and off it for a while. I got back into it when the kids got older. I'm getting a bit old now and sort of bones, so I've sort of put that on the side burner. But yeah, it was quite a good experience.
How much of life and business as being a busy mother and a business person? I know that you're involved in some things.
Yeah.
How much is it about fighting or being strategic? I mean, what would you say to other women in business?
Well, I would say to other women, I would definitely say believe in yourself. I think a lot of women in business these days, we're very, very critical of ourselves. We're always scared of failure, scared of what other people think about us. I just think if we all work together and empowered each other instead of being against each other, I think, women, we could do so much more together. So I like how these generation of women are coming through stronger compared to when I was younger. It was, the man goes to work, my mother stays home, have children. It's all changing now, and I love that thought.
And do you see social media as being a big part, a positive or a negative part from women's ability to sort of grow and innovate and lead? And how do you see social media?
Well, I think social media is quite an amazing thing for women. I think a lot of us women, compared to men, put ourselves a bit more creative, and we know how to talk to other people a lot better. I see a lot of women's business partnerships with other women on these platforms. So I think, especially if you're at home with children as well, I think it can give you something you can do from home. It's a great thing for women.
How do you get a beach house in Foxton?
I bought my first house at 17 after my mother passed away when we were young. And then while most of my friends went overseas and travelled, I just worked on the houses. So I just worked and sanded and stripped wallpaper, and then I sold that house and bought another house. And I just worked hard, and then I met my husband, pretty much started buying other houses and developing them, and then we moved into commercial stuff and apartments, and we just sort of started from there, and we built it all up. Been a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices. We didn't really do any travel, we didn't really have any money. It was something that we did together, and quite proud of where we are now in life.
So success to you, did you have that as a vision, or?
Yeah. I think that I always knew what I didn't want, and I didn't want to live. My mum was a solo mother with 4 kids. I didn't want that for myself. So I always had a picture in my mind of trying to make something of myself, working hard. I think that's quite an important thing.
Is that fear of failure?
I think we've all got fear of failure. Definitely, I still have right now. Sometimes I worry about silly things I shouldn't. I think that's just a mindset as well. But I think it's more fear of being in a situation that I never want to put myself or my kids or through, like what I went through. So yeah, I just sort of thought the end goal was this is what I want to be or where I want to be. Worked as hard as I could to get there. I've got a job at accounts at Tourism New Zealand. I decided, no, I don't want to do accounts for the rest of my life. I want to do marketing in New Zealand. I want to be somebody more than this. So I did papers part-time, marketing papers, talked to the managers and talked to the marketing people, and suddenly I got a job in marketing after a couple of years of being in there, and then I ended up being the international sales marketing manager for Tourism New Zealand.
It just occurs to me that you set a goal and you go after it and you achieve it. Is there anything that you want to share with Wellington Live's followers around that? The confidence to just talk to the matters, and then you had that role.
It wasn't all that easy. I think, I was quite young then too, and a bit stupid and silly in a lot of things of how I behaved. At the end of the day, I knew that this is what I didn't want. So how was I going to achieve the next stage? So the only way I could do that would be going and working hard, going and doing papers on marketing and studying, but also just getting on with people and also being somebody liked and being somebody that people could talk to and just not being a mean person. Be a kind person, be somebody that is smiling and happy and refreshing, because sometimes people want that in their life as well.
Well, that was Andrea O'Connell for Wellington Live, from City Girl out to the Hutt Valley, from jockey through Tourism New Zealand, probably some other things, up to a successful, wonderful woman. So hopefully that was of benefit. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.